Make us say, make us say, every people are guaranteed to move this a month. What's happening? What's happening? Man, what a day, man. What a day. 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 I had no idea none of that happened, man. I had no idea none of this was going on until about an hour ago. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight. I was gonna go to sleep, man. I'm tired, man. I'm falling out. I gotta take my daughter to work. To school in the morning. I'm I'm tired. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight. I was like, oh, hey, man, we here, man. We in the Z building. We in this B. We in this B. I just want to say that, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man, in YouTube Landia, man. Shout out to shout out to all the big supporters of the channel, all the supporters of the channel, man. Um, Shout out to all the supporters, man. Uh, I'm I'm ready to go, man. Trump. Mike Peasy. Mike Peasy.
Come as no surprise that I will not be endorsing Donald Trump this year. Look, I'm incredibly proud of the record of our administration. It was a conservative record that made America more prosperous, more secure, and saw conservatives appointed to our course in a more peaceful world. But that being said, during my presidential campaign, I made it clear that there were profound differences between me and President Trump on a range of issues, and not just our difference on my constitutional duties that I exercised on January the 6th. I mean, as I have watched his candidacy unfold, I've seen him walking away from our commitment to confronting the national debt, I've seen him starting to shy away from a commitment to the sanctity of human life. And this last week is his reversal on getting tough on China and supporting our administration's effort to force a sale of ByteDance TikTok.
Why do you think he did that? Why do you think he had that reversal on that before we go, sir?
Well, I can't speculate on it. But what I can tell you is that in each of these cases, Donald Trump is pursuing and articulating an agenda that is at odds with the conservative agenda that we governed on during our 4 years. And that's why I cannot, in good conscience, endorse Donald Trump in this campaign. But let me say one last thing. That being said, look, Republican primary voters have made it clear, Martha, who they're for in this election. What I'm going to spend the rest of this year on is talking about what we should be for, and that is the broad mainstream conservative agenda that's defined our party and always made America strong and prosperous. And
now I see why they tried to hang his ass. Salute to my man Doug Chunks, Ock Nation Hall of Famer, Mount Rushmore. He says lurker mode activated. Don't worry, man. Salute to you, man. I'm going to drop the link, man. Shout out to Doug Chunks. Make sure y'all match Doug Chunks, man. Let's try to at least match Doug Chunks today at least as a unit, man. At least as a nation, try to match Doug Chunks, man. Jeez. That's big. Shout out to Doug Chunks in the building. I'm gonna vote if I remember. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, I gotta take my daughter to school. Yeah, I'm gonna try to vote, man. I'm gonna try to get out and vote. With the county I'm in Pennsylvania, though, that joint is going blue. My county's going blue. It's too many goddamn. They don't let too many goddamn others in here, man. And plus, the white people here was already liberal, even though they not like city liberals. They not like blue-haired liberals or nothing like that. They're not weirdos or nothing. They kind of they really act like conservatives, but they are liberal. They vote liberal, but they act like conservatives. Like they voted for Fetterman and they voted for Shapiro, but they don't act like the liberals you'll see in DC or Austin or Portland or San Francisco or something like that. They don't act nothing like that. They act like conservative, like regular conservatives, but I don't know, it's weird. But this county is going. This county is going. Shout out to Doug Cheesy, man. Yeah, man. Memberships, man. I'm going to do a members only, man, soon, man. Don't worry, man. I'm doing members only soon, man. We got too many members, man, to not do something for the members, man. We got too many members to not do something for the members, man. And most of the members are because of Doug Chunks, man, and people like him, man. Shout out to Mandy J, Ock Nation Hall of Famer. I'm gonna do once again, man. Mandy J in the building.
Believers to come together. I'm asking pastors and believers to come together to pray for this great nation. Our political process has no room for violence in it. I will say this and say it clearly. After the second assassination attempt, it is time for Christians, left and right, red or blue, black and white, to come together to pray for this nation, to pray for a political process without any violence. It is what America needs. We need all believers on their knees asking God for all candidates to be safe in the political process. God bless America. Get on our knees. It's time for us.
Shout out to Tim Scott, man.
So the new Trump assassin just dropped, and there's some spicy details already. Ryan Ralph, very strange guy who's lived a very strange life. And this time, the internet was wise and archived all of his socials as much as possible before the FBI took it all down. So here's some basics on what we know about him, and one really interesting rabbit hole about who he might be. Right off the bat, though, it's super early. This is all speculative. Take your time, pump the brakes. We're just digging through dirty laundry. We don't know what sticks yet. But this guy is a private American citizen who traveled to Ukraine on his own dime, to help recruit civilian soldiers to fight for Ukraine and Afghan special forces. He was like recruiting on his Facebook page. Here's an archive of all of his tweets that look pretty damn automated to me. They pretty much all look like this. In a past life in Hawaii, he apparently ran this company that made a single tiny home and a single Facebook page and never did anything else with it. Super.
Yo. So they set up he does look like an asset, man, an operative. They created a backstory for him. This reminds me of what was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? He was the gangster in I think Boston. He infiltrated the gang in Boston. Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg was in it. What was that movie? Anybody help me out? Help me out. Movie was Departed. And they had Leonardo DiCaprio was the cop, and he went to prison. He went to jail for 6 months just to get a backstory as a gangster, so his undercover role would be seem legit. He went to jail for 6 months. That's how deep cover they had him. And yeah, they can create a backstory for you. That's crazy. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is great in every movie. Jack Nicholson is great in every movie. He's up there with Pacino, man. For me, he's up there with Pacino and De Niro, man. And Denzel and Larry Fishburne. He's up there with those guys, man. Even though he might be better than them.
Civilian soldiers to fight for Ukraine and Afghan special forces. He was like recruiting on his Facebook page. Here's an archive of all of his tweets that look pretty damn automated to me. They pretty much all look like this. In a past life in Hawaii, he apparently ran this company that made a single tiny home and a single Facebook page and never did anything else with it. Super weird. But I grabbed everyone that he followed on Twitter before they deleted it. He only followed 60. And right down at the bottom of that list, which I think indicates his first follow, is this girl named Sue Kim, who is ex-CIA, along with some other very interesting things. Now, again, reminder, this is just speculation, digging through Twitter dirt. Maybe this chick is just a wonderful, patriotic person that's helping America. Who knows? But her account is private, meaning why does he follow her? I've been digging around, and one of my followers said that they found her in the people that follow him back. I have not been able to confirm that for myself because they took the account down. If you've got a video of the...
Man, salute to this dude, though, man. This dude made my job much easier, man. I gotta give this dude credit, man. He made my job easier, man. He saved me a lot of work, man. Shout out to you, bro. Salute to Rebel Thunder, man, becoming a member for 7 months, man.
At 1,200 followers that followed him, that would be great to know. He says that she was at the bottom of his followed list, meaning that she followed him right when he made the account. That would make sense, seeing as she's at the bottom of his following list of who he follows too. I mean, every asset needs a handler. And when you go through some of these other affiliations here, you get what is essentially the CIA training grounds at Johns Hopkins University. It explores the relationship between politics and the many kinds of military power, from the use of terror by small non-state groups to the threatened use of nuclear weapons. Its director is John McLaughlin, who is literally an ex-acting director of the CIA and ex-deputy director of the CIA, 3-decade career at the CIA. David is third on the list of people at the top of this institution at the university. 30-year career in Army Special Forces, various special operations.
Wow, man. The fact that they didn't kill this guy is also troubling too. Press 1. The fact that this guy they didn't kill him is troubling.
Invading various countries, as well as Operation Enduring Freedom. You get the idea.
Not this guy, but the shooter.
Yeah. Anyways, Rand Corporation. That's a military industrial complex think tank, kind of like the Atlantic Council. And LMI.org. Yeah, that's like a military industrial complex education and training program as well. Preliminary findings on the internet when you search our homeboy, the shooter, show his arrest record, including in 2002, possession of weapons of mass destruction, Class F felony, along with 3 other blocks of things like possession of handguns or concealed weapons and driver's license stuff. And yeah, that sounds like some operative shit to me. But again, we don't know any of this yet. We're just digging through dirty laundry on the internet. It's hard to tell what's real. But this is a photo of the weapon he used and the setup he had. People are speculating it looks an awful lot like, you know, Russian-Ukrainian class.
Yeah, man, but it don't even matter what the gun was, man. I wouldn't even get into all that, whether it was Russian, Ukrainian. He tried to shoot the president, man, with something. And CIA spotted him, and they didn't kill him. He's still alive. The Secret Service. That guy's still alive. So if he's still alive, man, we should be getting a wellspring of information out of this Ryan Ralph guy. And if not, man, that's going to be troubling. If we don't get like a wellspring, I'm talking about like if he don't like just tell us everybody on Epstein Island, he need to tell us who started the Chicago fire, man. For real, man. Or something's up, man. Something's up, man. Salute to Rick Hampstead, man. He said, "What's up, Op Nation News and Chat? One love." Shout out to you, man. One love to you, bro.
Of rifle. He's doing these weird recruitment ops in Ukraine for civilians. Well, he's like posting on his Facebook all the time to like no followers about how he's recruiting hundreds of civilians to fight for Ukraine. Like, posting for like Afghan special forces to contact him so they can come fight in Ukraine. But he's like just a random citizen from Hawaii. And one of the 60 people he follows is this CIA gal that allegedly follows him back. That looks an awful lot like a handler or a contact. His account looks an awful lot like a bot or an MK Ultra or a Pato. Who knows what the hell this is? His criminal record looks an awful lot like what you might expect a kind of guy in this kind of line of work to leave behind. And then there's the weird video evidence getting turned up.
Officials in Kyiv simply aren't interested in recruiting them.
Ukraine is reluctant to be cooperative.
That's Ryan Ruth, a U.S. citizen who set up the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine to help connect foreigners to Ukrainian military units.
Now I'm talking to over 100 soldiers every day, and pretty much everybody, all of my contacts in Ukraine, they were adamant, pretty much yelled at me every time that I suggested that we bring in Afghans.
The Ukrainian government didn't respond to our request for comment, but a source close to the officials in Kyiv told Semaphore that their top concern is the question of loyalty in the thick fog of war.
The biggest thing is spies. They're afraid that anybody and everybody is a Russian spy.
Shout out to some bitch I know on X. who currently has one of the best archives of all of his socials and accounts. There's a lot of other people doing good work right now. And again, I just want to clarify. I'm not trying to pretend like I've solved the case or like we know what's going on. We just have learned by now that the FBI is going to just cover everything up. And so it's up to us to try to dig everything out before they do. So that's what we're doing. And yes, it's ridiculous that that is even a set of sentences we have to say in America in 2024 when someone tries to kill the former and future president of the United States of America. And I mean, I can only imagine who might be backing up these operations to try to shoot him and who might be providing the intel and the access and the cover-ups, etc. So last thing I'll say, Ryan Routh, he's currently in custody. He was driving away in an SUV. They caught him. He's alive for now. And I just want to remind us all, Ryan Routh did not kill himself. If cameras malfunction outside of his cell, if he has a weird slipping accident, whatever happens, yeah.
If they take their eyes off this guy listen, if they got two guards watching this guy, neither one of them should blink at the same time. They should take turns blinking. There's no way you can take your eye off of this guy for a second. There's no way we can. We checked on his cell every hour, and when we came back for our hourly check, he was dead. No. This guy's nah, man. We can't. That can't be the case, man. It's already too much stuff going on, but there's no way. We checked on him. We checked on him at 6, and then when we came back for the 7 a.m. check, he was dead. Bummer.
You know the story. 50 more days. My money's on at least one more attempt before we get there. So stay frosty, because the war machine desperately needs the wars to escalate, and they're not down with the MAGA Maha folks shutting down the wars. And they are ready to kill people, ready to assassinate, allegedly, apparently, theoretically, just jokingly, in order to perpetuate those wars.
Man.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
If you had to be stuck.
So the new Trump assassin just dropped, and there's some spicy details already. Ryan.
What organization purpose of the action is to appeal to what leaders?
Yo, fucking Forrest Gump tried to kill fucking guy. This guy's Forrest Gump, man. He's everywhere. Breaking Trump shooter appeared in propaganda video for Azov in May of 2022.
I'm giving everybody a fair warning before I start this video. You might not like my language, okay? So if you have sensitive ears, move on to the next video because I'm not holding back. I'm going to tell you how I really feel. So first of all, I want to say, Fuck every single last one of these Democrats who have made Donald Trump out to be some evil bad man. Screw every last single one of y'all who has ever said that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy. It's people like you that are putting his life in danger. And if you really want to know what I think the Democrats are behind the attempt on Donald Trump's life. You think we stupid? We're not fucking stupid. This is absolutely insanity, people. Insanity. They are trying to take this man out. Okay? Now let's run down the chain of events here, okay? Ever since Donald Trump ran for office, from the moment he ran for office, they have been trying to take him down, trying to take him out. They assassinated his character first. Yeah, they used to love the man. Then as soon as he wanted to be president and fix all this bullshit that's been going on in America, they assassinated his character. Tried to make him out to be some hateful racist, some man who did this and that to women. BS. Then he won. So they tried to remove him from office. They impeached him not once, but twice. And that shit didn't work. It didn't work. And then they thought that whole January 6th crap, they thought that was going to stop Trump. That didn't work. Now, then they hit him with indictment after freaking indictment, coming after him for some shit that he didn't even do. Oh, Trump did this 40 years ago. Trump did this 30 years ago. No, Trump didn't do shit but expose y'all. That's what he did. Then they tried to cripple him financially. These people literally tried to take away his Mar-a-Lago in his hotels, in his golf courses. They threatened to take all of that away. For what? For what? Because he exposed the Democrats? And because he want to do the right thing for America? Because he exposed the freaking corruption in D.C.? Then they took the man to jail, had his mug shot taken, and they thought we were not going to support him. That shit didn't work. Then they slapped the man with 34 phony ass felonies. And they thought that bullshit was going to stop us from supporting him. Then when none of that worked, guess what happened? July 13th, the attempt on Donald Trump's life. And I think that, and that whole thing is freaking shady. We still don't have answers. I've been around Donald Trump. You cannot get a piece of bubble gum past Secret Service. So how in the hell was that man able to get up on that damn roof at that rally? Come on, people. Let's make this shit make sense. They are trying to take this man out. And now look. Now look what happened. Again. Somebody tried to take his life again in Florida at his freaking golf course. And
clear how this alleged lone gunman knew the former president would be playing golf today, and also at what time. We heard the president was on the fifth hole on the front nine at Trump International. How did this lone gun?
Shout out to Eric S., Ock Nation Hall of Famer, coming through once again. He says, I drank with gliders today. I'm exhausted. I'm out for the night. Yeah, gliders do know how to, they not like hombredos, but they good, man. Gliders do know how to have fun, though. They have fun when they get drunk.
Gunman, no, perhaps he followed the motorcade. Of course, when the former president travels, he travels in a motorcade. He has Secret Service protection. But that is one of the things. If this was another potential assassin, how he had this information about where former President Trump was playing golf. Of course, he owns numerous golf courses in the state of Florida, Doral in the Miami area. But of course, Trump International is the closest to Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, where he resides. That is one of the big questions we hope to hear in this press conference coming up shortly, Eric.
Yeah, and even if you don't know exactly what his schedule is, if you're a local, you know that the former president plays golf. You can obviously see a police and the Secret Service presence. You can see the motorcade, and you know when that is happening. And we see a motorcade right now going over the bridge from Palm Beach over the bridge over to West Palm Beach.
It's not a far trip.
The former president spoke to Brett Baer, and Brett is quoting the former president as saying, quote, "Tell everybody I am fine, and the Secret Service did a great job." So in light of the new reporting that the Secret Service did what it's supposed to do, it saw a threat to the president, a potential threat, a man with an AK-47 within the vicinity of the former president on the street, a few hundred yards apparently away from the fifth hole. And the Secret Service agent did what they are trained to do, took out the service revolver, their weapons, and tried to stop this apparent suspect, this man with the gun.
Yeah, link is in the description box if you want to come up, man. Let's see. Lot going on, man. Let's do TikTok, man. TikTok, and you don't stop to the TikTok, don't stop. That was my song. Let me love TikTok, you don't stop. I wanna let you up all night. I might listen to that song later on. That was my jam in the 1990s, some shit like that. Let's see.
Yo, what up, G?
What's happening, man? What's cracking?
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh, nice. Good shot.
Donald Trump's campaign says he is safe following, quote, gunshots in his vicinity. Now, we have learned from the Secret Service, who posted a tweet to X, formerly known as Twitter, a spokesperson saying the Secret Service, in conjunction with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, is investigating a protective incident involving former President Donald Trump that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. The former president is safe. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office will have more details soon. Donald Trump's campaign says he is safe following, quote, gunshots in his vicinity. Now, we have learned from the Secret Service, who posted a tweet to X, formerly known as Twitter, a spokesperson saying the Secret Service, in conjunction with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, is investigating a protective incident involving former President Donald Trump that occurred shortly before 2 p.m. The former president is safe. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office will have more details soon. Donald Trump's campaign says he is safe following.
Yeah, he's so vulnerable. Look how vulnerable he is. There's no cover for him. I know they got the perimeter, they got Secret Service out there, but they're very vulnerable, man. From a building a mile away, you can get hit. If they got the right type of gun.
Breaking news on the gunfire reported near Donald Trump in Florida. The FBI released a statement saying it is, quote, investigating what appears to be an attempted assassination of former President Trump. Trump's campaign says he is safe and the authorities have one person in custody. Donald Trump was golfing at his club in West Palm Beach and took cover after shots were heard in his vicinity around 2 p.m. Eastern time. Senior law enforcement officials say Secret Service spotted a man with a weapon outside the golf course fence and opened fire. An AR-style rifle was recovered at the scene, as well as a backpack.
Homie voice is too fruity, man. He got a fruity voice, man. I can't even hear him do the news, man. Salute to Platinum Pig. He said the weapon the shooter used was an AUK 74. Get it, was an AUK. Hey, man, you know what, man? You hot, man. Shh, man. Shh. Don't talk about that, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that, man.
Man, the gliders are starting to disprove our aim theory.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is the second time. Here's the thing, though. If gliders are trying to kill him, man, right? Then say he was so racist, right? He's this racist guy. When is a person of color, a bad hombre, a sun turd, somebody gonna try to swing at him or spit on him, like anything?
Yeah.
It's white liberals.
I was thinking that, funny you say that, Chief. I literally was thinking, here comes Trump, so-called offending the beaners and the hard R words. You know, I can't say the hard R word. I don't want to overdo it, you know. But offending beaners, and you got the white cugs feeling the need to like do the right thing, but they're fucking racist. Give me a fucking break.
It just goes to show you how aggressive liberals really are. Liberals are very aggressive. They accuse everybody of. They've been accusing it of all week of what his rhetoric has caused the bomb threat to be called that. Man.
The liberals constantly say that Trump and them are a threat to like democracy. You motherfuckers are trying to kill a candidate for president. There's no bigger threat than that, Chief.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man.
Is currently responding to
the worst part about the liberals.
Why are all these people leaving in the middle?
I mean, the liberals are just unbearable. But one of the things I can't stand is the hypocrisy. They just think they're so self-righteous. You know, they care so much, yada yada. But they're terrible people.
Or horrendous people.
Okay, breaking news. It's being reported that the Secret Service is currently responding to a shooting near Donald Trump as he left his golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida. The Trump campaign has released a statement saying the president is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. As soon as we know more, I'll make an update. Okay, breaking news. It's being reported that the Secret Service is currently responding to a
There's been another assassination attempt on Donald Trump just within the past couple of hours. First, Donald Trump is safe. He has not been shot. We do know that the Secret Service started shooting at a suspect who had a gun on Trump's golf course while Trump was golfing. Police say that the suspect did aim a high-powered rifle at Trump, which is what caused Secret Service to shoot. We don't know if any shots were fired by the bad guy. Police say they collected an AK-style rifle with a scope from the scene, along with the GoPro, which he was going to use to take pictures. We're also learning that police stopped a car nearby after the shooting. We know that one suspect is being questioned by police. Witnesses heard the shots on Trump's golf course where he was playing just before 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Trump was between the 5th and 6th hole of the course when the shooting happened. Trump's campaign says this will not affect Trump's schedule next week. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have both been briefed on the incident. There's been another
AI. That's
Shots fired
AI.
near Donald Trump during a shootout with Secret Service as agents rushed the former president.
Yeah. So that's AI, man.
I mean, you look at these. With, like, for example, here, crime is the main thing here, but there's a victim, gunned down, straight bullet, and the fucking liberals will look at, oh, well, what could we have done more so that the person didn't have to feel the need to open fire? What about the fucking victim that caught a straight bullet though? Can we take baby steps? Can we do
I
one
don't
thing at a
think
time?
so. I think they're just awful, man.
They step over like a child, and I'm so tired of these people, man.
They're awful, god awful. Let's see. Let's see.
Politicians condemn the violence, and they say it's also an opportunity to talk about the causes. KATV News Watch 7's Jessica Perez continues our team coverage. Jessica.
I spoke with political candidates for U.S. Congress and Senate. Democrats say this second attempt on Trump is a strong message for gun control, while at least one Republican says that's not the issue that needs to be addressed. The FBI is investigating an apparent second assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump.
I'm appalled that we've reached this point in our country where we have these kinds of incidents, which used to be an exception and now are regular events.
U.S. Senate candidate Preston Love Jr. says any attempt against a human is horrible. He believes mental health issues and hateful rhetoric brought us here.
We can be divided on issues, but we need to not be divided on humanity.
His opponent, Senator Pete Ricketts, condemned the violence on X, saying, quote, incredibly grateful for President Trump's safety and the law enforcement officers who quickly apprehended the suspect, adding political violence in any form is an attack on our American values.
If people can't win elections without being cruel and mean and trying to scare people, this is never going to stop.
Congressional candidate Carol Blood says violence is never the answer, but believes it's an indication of what needs to change in this country.
And I think that this is a really powerful message when it comes to gun control, especially here in this area where we recently had a child shot.
Gun control.
Man, the liberals, man, we've said it here before, but they're good at this. Like they're just relentless, man.
Yeah.
It's just like it's inexplicable how much the conservatives suck at it. It seems anyway.
Well, here's the thing too. Like the liberals, they don't care. Like, oh, it's too soon to be. Like it just happened. It's too soon. Let's give it a couple days before we start, putting our talking points all on it. But right now, let's just make a post concerned about the president's safety and wishing him well. Nah, man, these motherfuckers don't play like that.
Right. I mean, are they gonna say Trump wins? Are they gonna stop trying to kill him ever?
Oh, Trump wins. It's gonna be riots in the street. It's gonna be like 2016. Remember when 2016? There was riots in the street when Hillary lost, man.
A friend told me today that if Trump wins, they're gonna burn the Iraq down.
Yeah.
Well, look, I hope he wins because I need some new Gucci shit. A matching belt maybe. Go lose some shit.
Let me show you something, man. Let me show you something right quick, homeboy.
Give me some Ferragamo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Hold it. Yeah, let me show you something, homie. This was the night Trump lost. Trump will be Hillary.
Not my president! 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 The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching! Trump, Trump, Trump! 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 Trump, Trump, Trump!
See, this was 2016. People seem to have forgotten this, man.
Yeah, I kind of forgot, to be honest.
Yeah, I never forgot, man. I never forgot this because even though I wasn't covering this on my YouTube channel at this time, I don't even think I had a YouTube channel. I think I had maybe like 3 or 4 videos, but I wasn't like doing nothing major. But I remember this just because my wife that night, she was, oh my God.
She was distraught.
Woo! She was not happy.
No Trump! No KKK! No fascist USA!
Stand against Islamophobia. Yo, that's got to be the dumbest thing ever. Islam, they're the least tolerant religion in the world. You talk about something. They got this word. The fact that they're able to they play the game well too. Islam, they play the game way better than Christianity.
How so?
I mean, they're able to get their message out there better than Christianity. They're able to play the victim better than Christianity. They're able to do exactly what they're accusing you of in spades. Yeah, do you understand that most Islamic countries got their women can't even drive and can't leave the house without a male escort, and nobody says anything about it?
You know, and if you do hear it anyway, it's kind of like offensive for you to point out, which is kind of odd, you know?
But Christianity is held to such a high standard. It's like, every little thing is like Christianity, and it's like, wow.
I think because it's linked to whatever degree to the glider kings. You know what I mean? And that standard maybe jumps on it, but you know, somebody was criticizing Islam or some shit recently, and there was a huge deal, and I was so confused because I think what they said was that the Muslims throw gays over rooftops, right? Or that they're very aggressive against gays, and I think I thought that was known. I didn't think it was like a controversial statement, you know. But this person told me, well, it's not true, you know. It's kind of like here where, you know, don't ask, don't tell. I was like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, look, me, right? I don't have a problem if you or any of these, you know, glider cucks were to tell me in Mexico they chop bodies up. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're good at it, actually.
The best.
Morning. I am terrified.
Making news in America this morning, breaking overnight, people filling the streets in America's cities, protesting President-elect Donald Trump.
Crowds set fires, blocked freeways, and gathered at Trump's buildings all across the country.
I think that a lot of people are here mourning. I am terrified.
The Trump tension rising as we're just hours away from the president-elect's Oval Office meeting with President Obama. Plus some lawsuits Trump is still facing and new reaction from overseas.
From ABC News in New York, this is America This Morning.
A good Thursday morning. We begin with what's been a night of unrest as anti-Donald Trump protests erupt in about 20 cities across the country.
And growing in downtown Los Angeles, we've been keeping an eye on this demonstration. Thousands of people pouring onto the 101 freeway overnight, blocking traffic in both directions for several hours. Police arrested more than a dozen demonstrators there.
Large crowds also rally against Trump's election in New York, Chicago, Dallas, and Seattle, with police making arrests in nearly every city. We went to one of those protests here in Manhattan.
Overnight protesters hit the streets from coast to coast. Seattle,
Chicago, New York.
How black is in the bag?
Thousands of people marched in at least 10 cities, speaking out against President-elect Donald Trump.
I'm here to show solidarity with people who've been affected by the hatred that Donald Trump's rhetoric has invigorated in this country.
Here in Manhattan, crowds chanted things like "Dump Trump" and "New York hates Trump" as they blocked the entrance of Trump Tower, where the president-elect was set to be home at the time.
I'm a Republican, I'm a woman. I have never come out to a protest, and I've never felt so passionately about anything being wrong in my life. As a Hispanic woman, I don't feel safe in this country anymore.
Bitch, you're
In
white.
California,
You're white. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, how black is in the bag? I don't know if you're in me.
Oh, good. You ain't no fucking Hispanic.
You don't. How is she not Hispanic?
She's a white woman, man.
She look pretty white to me.
But
DNA wise,
Hispanic.
she may be culturally, culturally Hispanic.
But that does make her nonetheless Hispanic, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't even believe that, man. I don't believe her at all.
She could be one of those like hombretas that are whitewashed for sure, maybe. But if she's not, she's not. I think I don't know.
I don't know, man.
set to be home at the time.
I'm a Republican, I'm a woman. I have never come out to a protest, and I've never
Yeah, a
felt so
little bit. I see
passionately
a
about
little bit,
anything
a
being
little
wrong in
bit.
my life. As a Hispanic woman, I don't feel safe in this country anymore.
In California, demonstrators gathered on the 101 in Los Angeles, shutting down the freeway. And in Oakland, people set multiple fires on city streets, forcing police in riot gear to move in and use tear gas.
I don't want.
What a simpler time. Floyd was still alive. Floyd was somewhere like
Craig.
fentanyl. Yeah, he was chilling, man. Floyd was doing his. Rashad Brooks.
2016.
Yeah, Rashad Brooks was in prison though. No, this is 2016. Yeah. Rashad Brooks was doing a bit, but
he wasn't beating kids at the time.
Nah, man. This was what a simpler time this was, man.
What about Jacob Blake?
Yeah, Jacob Blake was out thugging in Racine, man. He was on the streets of Racine, man. being
Like a
son-
tapestry, all the like different characters of the BLM
Right.
saga.
All the figures. What about Trayvon? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I think Mike Brown was still running around though, right? Or was it?
Nah, Mike Brown.
That's
he
right.
had just
Yeah, he just
People
missed
thought
it.
Darren Wilson was the worst of the worst.
Yeah,
Never get worse than that.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What, Mike Brown? That was the biggest one.
The biggest villain. He was Darren
Before,
Wilson supposed to be the biggest villain.
Yeah. Yo, he just Mike Brown just missed this, huh?
I'm telling you, man.
He didn't get to see Trump become president. That's a shame.
I'm telling you.
Want a president that represents everything that is negative about this world. I would rather have a president that's positive.
Think about that. I don't want a president that represents everything that when they get a talking point, they get their talking points out there, man. I don't want a president that represents everything that's negative with this world. Like, listen, when you beat that and beat that and beat that, that's powerful, man. Not trying to, be measured. It's like she's not trying to, you got to look at it from both sides. And no, they don't play that game. They just nail you.
Yeah. Well, look, I recall like a couple years ago, I had a conversation with a sister, right? And she was telling me, and she was serious too. She was telling me how the biggest threat to her safety was glider kings in Chicago, right? So I told her, wait, but driving and you commute where A to point B, the glider kings aren't gonna gun you down. They're not gonna kill you, right? Can you say that? And she's like, well, it's not only about that. Like the glider kings could, with their racism, they could like destroy you financially. I was like, well, yeah, but if a son man kills you, sister, he also, you financially you're fucked because you're dead,
Yeah, that's true.
So this concept of like, the glider king is my biggest threat, when the brothers are out here smoking sisters left and right, is crazy to me, bro.
Yeah, these people are nuts. This is a sort of sister. I don't know what. Some of them, like, you don't even like. You just don't know what they are. They're like, it's like Pat. They're like the Pat of races and shit, man. Like, what are you, man?
Debbie's a Melungeon.
Yeah, facts.
I don't want a president that represents everything that is negative about this world. I would rather have a president that's positive and peaceful.
And in the nation's capital, people gathered outside the White House before marching to the newly opened Trump International Hotel.
I am terrified. I come from a family of political refugees from Cuba, and I'm very grateful.
Everybody, some quasi something, not white though. And she's. But here's the thing: in Cuba, she's white. She has the status of a white person in Cuba.
Oh, 100%. I
And a
think
white
that's fair.
person has more status than a white person. Like a white American person is a cuck, but over in Cuba, the white people are like, they are like hand over fist on your ass. Like, boom, we at the top. Ain't no cucks in Cuba.
or even like say, like if I see a Patel queen talk next, right? Hey, bitch, what about in India? Like they do that whole skin color thing over there.
Yeah.
Like check your privilege, mama. Hey, Javian's in the bank. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you're black in
Yes.
India, you pretty much can clean sewers and shit.
Yeah, the elite. They used to call them the Dravidians, the untouchables. Now they call them Dalit. They're the class of black people. They darker than me, man. But they
What's going on, yo?
What's happening, man?
Man, same old shit, man. Different toilet.
Salute the guy Ninja, man. He said Civil War was about two groups of gliders fighting each other. Some people just beneficiary, not even thanking gliders for that. Yeah, 600,000 dead gliders, man, on the Union side, man. And just like come back now. You ask a son, man, about the Civil War, man. That shit wasn't no bust, man. That shit wasn't about slavery.
They didn't care about us. They didn't care about freeing us. We freed ourselves, man. We freed ourselves. Right, some nonsense. Like, wow, man. Just I wish we could dig up, revive one of those Union soldiers and make them wise. Look what you did, motherfucker. You see
Yeah,
what you did.
Yeah, that's why they say shit like, yeah, man, Black Americans, we've been fighting for our rights. Oh,
Which is true, technically, right? I mean, to be fair, that is true.
I mean, they fought in a lot of wars. But even that Glory, the movie Glory, was a little bit of a not a little bit, a lot of a farce, right? So of the, I think 1,200 soldiers in that regiment, I think only like 100 were actual slaves. That regiment was made up mostly of freedmen, freed black men. But in the movie, they made it seem like it was mostly slaves, and there was that one freedman. Remember that one? Who saw Glory?
I've seen it.
Yeah, that was a regiment of freedmen, freed black men that had just been living their lives as free, because there was a lot of free black men in those days. Every black man wasn't a slave in America. It was a lot of freed men. So they had that regiment was like 1,200 guys, and like 1,100 of them were freed black men that just wanted to fight in the war.
were the free black men the Melungeons?
No, these were Negroes like me and you, man. Negroes.
Freed Negroes, yeah.
Mark in the bit, but all right.
Yo, are you sure they weren't abos on? You sure they weren't aboriginals?
Nah, they was Negroes. They
fought in
War
too. I was just arguing with some nigga on CT panel. That some nigga named Noble Hotep.
Was he a Hotep?
Yeah, he was. He was another blacks were the indigenous people.
So hold on. Hoteps can be abos too? I thought Hoteps were Pan-Africans.
No. Nah. That's what I thought too, man. But I guess it's all encompassing now.
You know, I think maybe it's just me, but I think it's just all bullshit. Perhaps I don't know.
I thought hoteps and shit was like, ain't they the ones that be like black people are the real Israelites and all of this
I
shit?
call all of them hoteps though.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair. That's fair.
I used to separate. I used to call like the hoteps the super pro blackity black
Pan
back to
Africans. That's what I thought.
Africa dashiki wearing niggas, and then
Exactly.
I
So, all right, Hotep is an Egyptian word that roughly translates as "be satisfied, be at peace." So, like, this is what we were talking about. This shit really. What story do some people not claim? It would really be easier to filter it by that.
yeah.
Well, they
I
don't
get
care.
it now, though. I get why they say hotep because they can just like go as they want, as they please.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
They can just be like, I ain't pleased with being a black Israelite today. I'm a Moor. I
Yeah.
ain't pleased with being a Moor today. I'm fucking Pan Africanist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that word. Okay.
Well, they never claimed to be Mexican, right? Oh shit! Wait, they
No,
did.
I was just about to say what.
Yeah,
I
I know. I'm
mean,
fucking around. Oh my god, yeah.
to me, the new form of hotepism now is the FBA 80 shit. That's like the new.
The pretending shit, right?
It's like the
Yeah.
new wave that's going on right
Yo,
now.
but I like it though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's entertaining, bro. It's kind of like a train wreck. You know, you just can't look away, Chief.
Yeah, hotep evolves. It evolves.
Yeah, the new hotep shit is like we hate all the immigrants. Like the white man's still the devil, but you know we hate y'all
The white,
immigrant niggas
The
too.
Venezuelans.
yeah, nah, they talking about black
Yeah,
immigrants.
the black
Black.
immigrants. We hate black immigrants.
Can't hate immigrants
But they also hate the
because they're
Venezuelans
not
too. To be
immigrants.
fair.
Well, okay, you know what I mean. People from Haiti and people from fucking Nigeria, they don't like them.
Grateful to this country for having accepted us. We unfortunately have. And I'm terrified.
The raw
I don't
emotions
believe
there
it.
more than 24 hours
I
after
don't
those
believe that
elections.
woman for 1 second that she's terrified of anything. I don't
Because
think
if
the
she.
last one
hey,
was laughing too.
if she was terrified, it would be gym shoes on the screen.
I'm telling you, man. Look at
Burning
this.
cars and smashed windows. A small group of protesters dressed in black, their faces covered, armed with hammers and bricks. Facing off with thousands of officers on site, many in riot gear, confronting them with flashbang grenades and pepper spray. All of a sudden, the police officers started to spray pepper spray.
Wow.
And they got
This shit look
audio
way
tape.
worse than January
They're
6th.
going to see us running because they're going to throw more flashbangs.
And then they had the nerve to say like January. They tried. Remember when Trump towards the election, the last election, they were talking about even before January 6th, but before the election day in November of that year, they were talking about, so if Trump doesn't win, there's gonna be violence in the streets.
Yeah.
And they
It
had
wasn't
just
nothing.
done this shit.
It was nothing though. No violence at all in the street.
None. and look at them though.
The chaotic scene just blocks outside the secure area of the inauguration and parade route.
I personally have anti-establishment
We're coming for
slants,
him
but
back
I don't
then,
think
too.
that this is anything that I want to be a part of.
This checkpoint is closed!
Before the swearing-in ceremony even began, protesters tried to block checkpoint entrances.
It's closed!
During President Trump's speech, several demonstrators were escorted out of the area. Several officers injured during the protest today, and more than 100 people arrested. Once the inaugural parade began, the newly sworn-in president facing thousands of peaceful protesters amongst his supporters. NBC's Stephanie Gosk was with him all day.
When Donald Trump took the oath of office, the people here sang, "We shall overcome."
Resist from day one!
Similar demonstrations across the country. Arrest outside Trump Tower, New York City. A human chain across San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge. From Phoenix to Houston to Chicago, people
I wonder if all these
protesting the
people made
country's
it through the
new
Trump
president
administration.
on his first day in office. Tonight, thousands of protesters remain in downtown D.C., occasionally facing off with police. We have seen many people injured, both protesters and police officers. And tomorrow, D.C. police are preparing for a women's march on Washington. Organizers of that march say they expect a couple 100,000 people.
A women's march because Trump is against women, man.
Right, the one that fucked the most women in the White House, probably him and Bill Clinton. But like, do y'all think Well, I know this time it's gonna be fucking hilarious if he does win. I know it's gonna be like it's a flown fetch because they'll find a way. But if he does win, I can see more counter protesters versus the people that's like fucking trying to protest Trump. It's gonna be like some brothers and shit. Be like, no, man, we fuck with Trump, and it'd be a few of them to be like trying to like get into it with them. What you think?
You know what? I don't know if it's gonna be brothers. I don't know if it's gonna be none of that. But I think that the protests this time are gonna be way worse than this. So like anything's possible. Like anything can happen because it's gonna be. This is nothing. Oh man, they lose this one. Oh my god.
And it's just like they're like huge sore losers because they held the White House for 16 of the last 20 years, bro. And then they'll lose like one time and they'll do this. That shit is crazy.
Power, man. Power corrupts. Absolutely.
Lester?
Jacob Rascone here in D.C. tonight. Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out
Yeah,
our
that
YouTube channel.
That was a blast from the past, man. They turned up, man.
Did you remember this, Cook County? I didn't remember this.
No, you know what I do? I remember because I was a liberal then, so I voted for Hillary, bro. So
yeah,
this like I remember this shit a little bit. I remember it a little bit, but I wasn't like deep in. Like Trump was like the reason why I got into politics was because of like all of the shit they were saying about Trump. And one day, and then like one day I just started looking at like full shit, and I was like, "Oh, these motherfuckers lying," And then I started
first
looking
and
at
foremost.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Listen, man. This is remember this. I know y'all remember this.
It's finally here.
Going into this night, where do we stand?
This is where we stood coming into the night, 268 to 204. So clearly an advantage for Secretary Clinton.
Take a look here. If Donald Trump wins tonight, no matter who they voted for, take a look at these numbers here. 21% say they'll be concerned. 37% say they'll be scared.
This is what both candidates want. They want to be living there starting January 20th of next year. Florida has been going back and forth. Just changed again. It's only 11,000 vote lead just now. It changed.
Math on your feet. I like this.
The Empire State Building in New York City. Take a look at our running tally of the electoral vote. Anderson, this night is turning out to be a real nail biter.
All along, the Trump campaign has been saying that Florida's a must win for them. And I mean,
they can't win without it. Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida.
You know, I'm guessing that the people in Brooklyn, I can see their fingers
That's
probably.
the Hillary Clinton head.
Yeah, fingers probably bleeding because there's no more nail to bite.
I wouldn't call anything encouraging for Hillary Clinton at the moment, to be honest with you, my friend.
Wolf, the scene here is so different than it was a few hours ago when people were happy and relaxed. I have been looking around the room at people who are stone-faced. Some of them have been crying.
This was a white lash against a changing country.
Man.
White lash.
Bro, I really hate these people, bro. They're such bad people, bro.
They really are.
Like, how can you be that bad of a person? And then the fact that he just had a second attempt on his life, and all you see are these people talking about another staged event. But fucking goddamn, what's my boy had to pay $1 trillion and shit, Alex Jones, for saying that it looked like a staged event.
Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
Even arguing that the violence will come from the conservatives, the fact that they even are allowed to say that is
they can say that shit with a straight face is crazy. Nobody, like the RNC had none of that shit, right? The DNC, motherfucker, we was planning for a whole entire year. Every business was boarding up their shit, and they was just getting ready for fucking violence. But then they'll still say that the other side is violence. Their rhetoric is violent.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
It was a white lash against a black president.
This is the people rising up saying it's time to listen to us. It's time to listen to us in Michigan and Wisconsin and work for the people.
Hillary Clinton has called Donald Trump to concede the race.
They were not happy that night, man. That shit was hysterical, man. They were crying.
The Florida Republicans who gathered for a victory party were being told to prepare for defeat. The exit poll predicted a Clinton win, which would pretty much guarantee her the presidency. But then they started counting the real votes, and things were looking up and up.
He's been my candidate from day one because he's not a politician. It's kind of like Britain. We're sick of him.
I remember that.
Across town at the equivalent gathering of Democrats, the mood was heading in the opposite direction.
I'm sickened. I'm without words. I thought for sure that Hillary would win this election, that Hillary would win Florida.
If he can get, worried about a tweet or he's insecure about his image and he has his finger on the nuclear button, what does that mean for the world?
Victory was slipping away. Soon the rest of the key swing states were following suit. Then, when Trump's victory in Florida was confirmed, this is a result which may have confounded the pollsters and pundits and may shock the rest of the world. But the people who voted for and campaigned for Donald Trump, well, they aren't surprised he's now heading for the White House.
People believe in him. He's going to he's going to be everything that he says he's going to be. Everybody believes in him. I'm so happy and I'm so proud. I'm so proud to call him the President of the United States because that's what's about to happen.
Across the country, it was a similar story. North Carolina and Georgia backed Trump.
I'm not a deplorable. I'm just a tax-paying citizen.
The blue firewall of what should have been reliably Democrat states was being chipped away. Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, all fell.
Clinton headquarters looks pretty somber. Go Trump! Hoorah!
It was a stunning reversal of the Obama year.
What was that one when that kid that looked like McLovin was screaming and shit? You remember
that Trump no. Trump election
shit,
no.
That shit was hilarious.
That's the best one. I put that video. I actually put that link in the back chat. Here, I'll put it in there.
Iconic image.
Shock, jubilation, and tears. This is how the world reacted to Donald Trump becoming the new US president. People across Asia were the first to digest the news, where it was met with a mixed message.
Trump's victory may cause harm to Pakistan. He has given live statements that he is anti-Islam, anti-Muslim.
I'm not happy about Trump. I don't like him. I wanted to see a woman become president.
In Russia, meanwhile, women were being applauded in the corridors of power, as well as in the streets.
Fucking India where rape is legal. Rape is legal over there. They don't even prosecute those dudes.
Bro, they don't even respect. They don't even make eye contact.
Look at these dudes in the background. Come on.
Could have picked a better dude.
They probably just hey, we'll pay your monthly rent if you say this.
Yeah, it's insane.
They just happen to have CNN on in the TV in the background.
Wow.
This nigga mom probably don't even have race.
I wanted to see a woman become president.
In Russia, meanwhile, his win is being applauded in the corridors of power, as well as in the streets of Moscow.
I think perhaps Trump is better than Hillary. Why? I think his attitude towards Russia is more loyal than Hillary's.
I think relations will be more pragmatic. Less ideology, more economy.
In Europe, it may be a tad too early to talk Trump policy. The continent.
Hey, I don't believe none of these motherfuckers translating because I think they getting translated by that motherfucking female that was on stage with the ALS dude at the Democrat convention.
Yeah.
Somebody was like,
I really think they're straight up making up
I think they're just making up shit.
Making it up.
That motherfucker was humming and she talking about, we met at a Barack Obama rally. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's been some fake translators, man. We seen that, man. We did stories on that, man. That one black lady, she was like, I forgot what event. She was at a big, I think she was that Aretha's funeral or something?
Nah, that was a Florida press conference with the sheriff and shit. And that was it Florida or was it Memphis?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, somewhere. I remember that, yeah. She just up there, just
She was
throwing
up there just throwing up gang signs, talking about she the sign language lady.
Wow. I mean, how crazy you gotta be to do that, man. Shit, man.
And that was good. I get a quick blast from the past, you know.
I'm telling you, but it's just to let you guys know, like, yo, if they lose, man,
Bro, if they
it's
lose,
cracking, man.
yo, if they lose, bro, first off, you need to do a live show. Like, obviously, just be, you know what I'm saying, just checking in on the polls and shit while it's going on. But you gotta go on, you gotta stay up till what 3 a.m. Because you remember last year we went to
Yeah.
sleep. I mean, last election we went to sleep. I went to sleep and Trump was like killing Georgia. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And I woke up and that motherfucker, they said the mail-in votes came in, and that motherfucker Joe Biden got every single one of them bitches.
Damn, they cheated.
But that makes sense though. Like the mail-in votes are gonna like go for the Democrats because like they already know who they gonna vote for. Like they
Right.
it's not about the issue. Dumbass Republicans is like, I want to wait to see the issues. Whatever. Like these
Hey,
motherfuckers.
did you see the percentage of absentee ballot requests and registrations in like Georgia and Pennsylvania?
Yeah, they trying to get them absentee ballots because they want to fucking get you to vote before she's going to implode really bad, right? Like you can already see the wheels is falling off her shit.
Yeah, the wheels are falling off.
Yeah, but she's not.
But they saying that
a loser though. She's a loser. She's an idiot. So it's going to keep getting worse. Like she can't. There's no what do you call it? PR firm that can stop her from being her.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like she's so like fake, and she's just like continuously, like she doesn't even have like 2 acts. She got 1 act. Like she been doing the same act since the fucking what's the bitch that was twerking Megan Thee Stallion on the stage? She been doing the same speech. She even translated that speech to a goddamn debate. Like she was translating all that shit to the debate. But I will say fucking when fucking Trump, if Trump do win, dude, that shit gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, it's gonna get cracking in them streets. And you an officer too? Oh yeah, you gonna get big overtime.
Oh yeah. I hope. Listen, that's why I'm saying I know we gonna be canceled. I'm gonna get overtime, fucking 12-hour days, all the other shit. So I ain't mad at that.
Do you think he could win though?
Hey, no tax on overtime.
Only if he get in. They said he talking about that. If he does that, bro. If he does that, police across the country gonna be racking in like $250, bro.
Right?
Like no tax on overtime, bro. I get fucking 100 hours of overtime, bro, at like fucking $50-something a clip. No tax. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that's gonna be good. And they're probably not gonna let him get a lot of stuff in because they're probably gonna win the. Do they have the Congress? Does the Democrats or the Republicans?
I believe Republicans got the Senate and then they got the House or some shit. What is it like? It's some shit. It's like a one in. It's 1 and 1.
Okay. Whew.
Well, I want to go to reporting from our Josh Campbell, who has been talking to his sources at the FBI and is learning that as we speak, Anderson, the investigation is now going global. What authorities are trying to do is try to understand a little bit more about this man who ended up on that near that golf course, 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh. According to Josh's sources, authorities are working to obtain search warrants on various social media accounts believed to be associated with him. Some of these images that you're looking at to your screen here, these are images that our investigative unit has been able to cull from his various social media accounts that are available online. The suspected online activity is also involving some of these platforms that are located outside of the United States. And what the FBI is also aware of are some of his online claims about foreign travel. And I want to zero in on something here, Anderson. The pictures that you're seeing come from a GoFundMe account. And on that account, Routh claims that he went to Kyiv in 2022. He was raising money to try to support his travel that appears to be completely done on his own. On that GoFundMe website site, he is encouraging others to join him. It is unofficial. He claims that he is staying with people aligned with the military, that he's donating military devices to some of the fighters in Ukraine. And our team is also gathering a little more of a background about where he comes from in the United States. We believe, according to public records searches, that he was splitting time between Hawaii and North Carolina, that in Hawaii, he was a self-employed affordable housing builder. He started in 2018 a company called Camp Box Honolulu, building some of those storage units and tiny houses, and that he had donated a structure to some homeless people. In North Carolina, though, we are getting through some of the federal campaign finance records, a donation of $100, more than $100 to Act Blue, which processes donations to Democratic campaigns. He had registered as an unaffiliated voter, that is without a party affiliation in 2012, but he had voted in the March 2024 Democratic primary. And it also shows, according to North Carolina public records, that he had a number of brushes with the law. In 2002, he had a weapon. He had been pulled over by police, and that he barricaded himself in a building. That is something that police did recently confirm after his arrest on Sunday, and that he had a number of according to public records, Anderson, that he had issues with the courts and failing to pay taxes. Anderson.
Caroline, thanks very much. More now on the breaking news. Tomorrow, the acting Secret Service director heads to Florida. Ronald Rowe got to the top job after the director resigned in July in a hail of criticism, you may remember, after the first assassination attempt on Trump in Pennsylvania. Back now with our panel, Julia Kayyem, Daniel Brunner, and Jonathan Wackrow. Daniel, it's interesting to see those pictures of this guy. I guess those were taken early on in Ukraine. As somebody who was in Ukraine for a couple of weeks at the start of the war in Lviv, you would see a whole bunch of folks coming there from the U.S. Some of them, had legit military training in the U.S. and were there believing in the cause and wanting to help and volunteer where they could or train others. And then you'd also see just some folks who kind of washed ashore there with, running from something or just seeing this as some kind of opportunity to jumpstart their life. And so I'm curious to learn more about what this person was actually doing. Was he one of those people who just kind of got attracted to that and went? Did he actually have, was he actually, contributing in some way? There's certainly still a lot we don't know about this person.
There's a lot that's going to be looked at. The digital evidence that this individual left behind is clearly tremendous.
The obvious, man.
Can you see how they're even reporting this versus how they would have reported it if this motherfucker was a right-wing person? They would have showing fucking pictures at Trump rallies, all his statuses about Hillary or fucking Joe Biden. They would have been Trump's rhetoric caused this. This reminds me of fucking Mein Kampf. He bought Mein Kampf when he was 10 years old. We had journalists on the ground in North Carolina and Hawaii. But it also shows that police not just racist, right? Because they pull him over in a car, he runs in the house, and there's a barricade situation, and then they arrest his stupid ass, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
This is right here. They're gonna spin this. Last time when he actually got shot, they started spinning the whole. Did the bullet really hit him? Was it glass? Remember, Joy Reid was like, "Was it glass or was it a bullet?" They
already started.
Yeah.
They already started.
Yeah, but this is because this doesn't help her. That's the thing about it. These are rogue Democrats. Last thing they want to do is make Donald Trump's team sympathetic, man. As far as when I'm talking about
if the media was fair, this would be equivalent to a fucking Derek Chauvin. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
if they
This
was fair.
would be the biggest story ever. I mean, if the think about it, we went from 1980 1 to 2024. That's almost 43 years without a president being shot at. That's a long fucking time. That should have been the biggest story in the fucking history of the world when that shit happened. But they let it be a big story. It happened what, Saturday? So Sunday, Monday, by Wednesday, they was on the mainstream news cycle had already gone on to something different after that. By Wednesday,
When did it happen, Huck?
was it a Saturday that he got shot?
I didn't know about it till your
I
show.
believe it was a Saturday, yeah, because I was at work, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It would be kind of wild if this was like some Ukrainian deep agent who's trying to assassinate Trump so that they can ensure their funding.
Yeah, rogue too. Yeah, oh, that's a great point. But the way he did it was so.
This guy's
sloppy.
super fishy.
Yeah, I don't think he's an agent. I think this guy is just probably an asset.
Did it pro
He's
bono.
somebody. Yeah, no, he's somebody that he could be a spy. He could be a spy, but I think that I don't think he's an agent, a CIA agent. I think he's an asset. He's somebody who does like work for them and liaison, or you know what I'm saying? Because he's too tied to them not to be anything. But as far as like a secret service, FBI agent, I don't think a CIA agent would try to literally shoot Trump. That's too much. That's too much.
Oh no, I don't think that. I think like Ukrainian people identified him as somebody as I don't even think that, but that would be what I would the scenario there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking coup d'etat.
But he's not the president though.
But if he did become president, Ukraine's funding would be in danger.
A pre-coup. Yeah, they would get it before he becomes the president. Yeah, but that is true about the Ukraine funding. That is true. That's interesting. I never thought of that about how, yeah, their war. Now, if they didn't have us, man, they would be in the Stone Age right now. Russia would have bombed them into the Stone Age.
Yeah, they would be enslaved.
Yeah, it would be rough.
They would be part of the Soviet Union. That's all.
Yeah, we really saved the Ukraine, man. We saved them. They were not fit to fight with Russia.
You hear what they said recently, what Putin told NATO?
No.
They pretty much told them that if because they're contemplating giving Ukraine long-range missiles, and Russia said if Ukraine shoots missiles into Russia, that's gonna be an act of war from NATO.
Maybe so, man. Let me see. Man, I'm so fucking tired, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I'm fucking.
Let's be honest, man. Without America's help, Russia was definitely gonna put belt to ass.
Yeah.
There's some men in Ukraine who were saying how bad it was. They were about to have a whole new world of hurt when Russia came in.
Yo, I feel you though, man. But my two stories, man, I'm tired all the time, bro. It never ends, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take my daughter to work in the morning. I mean, to school in the morning.
Yeah,
and get up at like 6:30, man. I'm so fucking tired, man. But here's the thing though. I think we understand that, you know, that guy's video. Let me play this guy's video again for everybody who probably missed it when I first showed it earlier, man. This guy right here is he lays that shit out flat. Hold on. This guy lays it out flat. Make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, with a super chat. This guy right here, he laid that shit out flat. Let me get him.
So the new Trump assassin just dropped, and there's some spicy details already. Ryan Routh, very strange guy who's lived a very strange life. And this time, the internet was wise and archived all of his socials as much as possible before the FBI took it all down. So here's some basics on what we know about him and one really interesting rabbit hole about who he might be. Right off the bat, though, it's super early. This is all speculative. Take your time, pump the brakes. We're just digging through dirty laundry. We don't know what sticks yet. But this guy is a private American citizen who traveled to Ukraine on his own dime, to help recruit civilian soldiers to fight for Ukraine and Afghan special forces. He was like recruiting on his Facebook page. Here's an archive of all of his tweets that look pretty damn automated to me. They pretty much all look like this. In a past life in Hawaii, he apparently ran this company that made a single tiny home and a single Facebook page and never did anything else with it. Super weird. But I grabbed everyone that he followed on Twitter before they deleted it. He only followed 60. And right down at the bottom of that list, which I think indicates his first follow, is this girl named Sue Kim, who is ex-CIA, along with some other very interesting things. Now, again, reminder, this is just speculation, digging through Twitter dirt. Maybe this chick is just a wonderful, patriotic person that's helping America. Who knows? But her account is private, meaning why does he follow her? I've been digging around, and one of my followers said that they found her in the people that follow him back. I have not been able to confirm that for myself because they took the account down. If you've got a video of the 1.2 thousand followers that followed him, that would be great to know. He says that she was at the bottom of his followed list, meaning that she followed him right when he made the account. That would make sense, seeing as she's at the bottom of his following list of who he follows too. I mean, every asset needs a handler. And when you go through some of these other affiliations here, you get what is essentially the CIA training grounds at Johns Hopkins University. It explores the relationship between politics and the many kinds of military power, from the use of terror by small non-state groups to the threatened use of nuclear weapons. Its director is John McLaughlin, who is literally an ex-acting director of the CIA and ex-deputy director of the CIA, 3-decade career at the CIA. David is third on the list of people at the top of this institution at the university. 30-year career in Army Special Forces, various special operations, invading various countries, as well as Operation Enduring Freedom. You get the idea. Anyways, Rand Corporation. That's a military industrial complex think tank, kind of like the Atlantic Council. And LMI org. Yeah, that's like a military industrial complex education and training program as well. Preliminary findings on the internet when you search our homeboy, the shooter, show his arrest record, including in 2002, possession of weapons of mass destruction, class F felony.
The fuck?
Along with 3 other blocks of things like possession of handguns or concealed weapons and driver's license stuff. And yeah, that sounds like some operative shit to me. But again, we don't know any of this yet. We're just digging through dirty laundry on the internet. It's hard to tell what's real. But this is a photo of the weapon he used and the setup he had. People are speculating it looks an awful lot like, Russian-Ukrainian class of rifle. He's doing these weird recruitment ops in Ukraine for civilians. Well, he's like posting on his Facebook all the time to like no followers about how he's recruiting hundreds of civilians to fight for Ukraine. Like, posting for like Afghan special forces to contact him so they can come fight in Ukraine. But he's like just a random citizen from Hawaii. And one of the 60 people he follows is this CIA gal that allegedly follows him back. That looks an awful lot like a handler or a contact. His account looks an awful lot like a bot or an MK Ultra or a Pato. Who knows what the hell this is? His criminal record looks an awful lot like what you might expect a kind of guy in this kind of line of work to leave behind. And then there's the weird video evidence getting turned up.
Officials in Kyiv simply aren't interested in recruiting them.
Ukraine is reluctant to be cooperative.
That's Ryan Ruth, a U.S. citizen who set up the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine to help connect foreigners to Ukrainian military units.
Now I'm talking to over 100 soldiers every day, and pretty much everybody, all of my contacts in Ukraine, they were adamant, pretty much yelled at me every time that I suggested that we bring in Afghans.
The Ukrainian government didn't respond to our request for comment, But a source close to the officials in Kyiv told Semaphore that their top concern is the question of loyalty in the thick fog of war.
The biggest thing is spies. They're afraid that anybody and everybody is a Russian spy.
Shout out to some bitch I know on X, who currently has one of the best archives of all of his socials and accounts. There's a lot of other people doing good work right now. And again, I just want to clarify. I'm not trying to pretend like I've solved the case or like we know what's going on. We just have learned by now that the FBI is going to just cover everything up. And so it's up to us to try to dig everything out before they do. So that's what we're doing. And yes, it's ridiculous that that is even a set of sentences we have to say in America in 2024 when someone tries to kill the former and future president of the United States of America. And I mean, I can only imagine who might be backing up these operations to try to shoot him and who might be providing the intel and the access and the cover-ups, etc. So last thing I'll say, Ryan Routh, he's currently in custody. He was driving away in an SUV. They caught him. He's alive for now. And I just want to remind us all, Ryan Routh did not kill himself. If cameras malfunction outside of his cell, if he has a weird slipping accident, whatever happens, yeah, you know the story. 50 more days. My money's on at least one more attempt before we get there. So stay frosty, because the war machine desperately needs the wars to escalate, and they're not down with the MAGA Maha folks shutting down the wars. And they are ready to kill people, ready to assassinate, allegedly, apparently, theoretically, just jokingly, in order to perpetuate those wars.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You're on mute, Doc.
He did that a few hours. This video came out hours ago. He like did this like the hour it happened. He had it out already the next hour.
Yeah, no, that's big time. He was going through it. Yeah, he went through it early because I was able to as soon as it happened, I was able to find his page. Mm-hmm. But then like 10 minutes later the page was gone.
Yeah, the Facebook got rid of it. They wiped it, which is like, yo, like if he was on the right, oh my God.
Yeah, that shit would have been up the next day. It would have been up till the next day. And then when people would have been like, this is crazy that his page still up when they did it, blah, 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 then they would have took it down. But fucking, hey, I won't be surprised if we don't see no court appearance. I wouldn't be surprised. They might even say tomorrow morning that they didn't have enough to charge him, but they got 72 hours to hold him. But they might just say that we didn't have enough to charge him. He was the wrong guy. That wasn't the guy that was at the golf course. You get what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna say. Watch.
And if they did that, you would understand if people went out in the streets and caused some ruckus, but that wouldn't happen.
Nope. Republicans, they know better, man. January 6th, they scared, man. They was already scared, but now they're like, nobody wants to do 6 fucking years. They got grandmas doing fucking stretches in the fucking penitentiary and shit. That shit is crazy. That January 6th shit. They did a number psychologically with Gladys, man. Salute to LRS, man. Coming through once again. Salute the Black Conservative Americana. Juice Crew controls all of American media, right? This is their doing. Did the Juice Crew build America for real? Uh-oh. I don't think we have no experts on the Juice Crew. Fisherman's not here. He's our resident expert, man. We're going to definitely, tomorrow, man, we definitely going to ask him if this is the Jews. He's definitely going to say yes. So salute to everybody out here, man. Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here. Peace out.
All right, get some rest. Peace.
Yeah.